No matter how much you enjoy your work, there will come a time when you wake up in the morning with a sore back, creaky knees, and a body urging you to stop working. Unfortunately, we will all experience this day. Will we have enough money though to put down our tools of the trade and begin the next chapter of our lives? The idea of retiring early is probably a pipe dream for those with lower incomes. It shouldn't be though, and I'll show you how to retire early on a low income in this video. But before we get deeper, if you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. So without further ado, let's get started. I want to be very clear about something. To be able to retire early on a low income, you must first pay off all debt that is negatively affecting your financial situation. I'm referring to payday loans, credit card debt, and criminally negligent auto loans. You can use some types of debt to your advantage when trying to retire young. For example, you could get a mortgage to pay for a rental property or a business loan to launch your operations. Here is an example to show you how high interest debts destroy wealth. Let's say you only made a minimum $200 payment each month and had a $6,000 credit card balance at an interest rate of 18%. You would have to pay it off in 41 months or nearly 3.5 years. Not to mention the additional payment of over $2,000 in interest. Do you have $2,000 extra to give your creditors just for fun as a low-income earner? And because of this, avoiding this type of debt is essential to take the necessary steps in your financial life. Here's how to get yourself out of that debt rut and back on solid ground. You must first consider your current debt situation and determine which debts are still owing and how much money each one is costing you. Next, sort your debts according to which have the highest and lowest interest rates, and begin paying them off one at a time. I'll be honest, this process will move slowly if you don't have a respectable income, but if you're driven and willing to put in more time to supplement your income with a part-time job, it will be a worthwhile once your overall net worth is back in the black. Now that you're debt-free, you're essentially retired early, isn't it? Not exactly. There is still much work to be done. Make sure your financial procedures are up to par as the next step in preparing yourself for drinks on a Mexican beach. Why do I say that? I'll explain. When your income is low, you must use strategic financial management techniques to make up for it. Simply put, you must use, invest, and manage your money skillfully. A person with a high income can afford to manage their money more loosely and occasionally forget to make investments. You must always have your finances in order if you are a low-income earner. Frugality and automation are two financial management techniques that you must fully commit to, not to be confused with being thrifty, which involves cutting costs wherever possible. Spending money sparingly means only purchasing high-value items. For instance, investing money is necessary to advance your education and skill set. It might be advantageous if we can help you financially. Given that you are aware that the latter will be on your tail whenever you make a purchase, you need to understand how much you want versus how much you need. Things like buying a new purse because it adds value to your outfit or a golf club because it will reduce your score by 2 strokes because of your limited income are not considered value-added items. Now, let's talk about automation. I'm not telling you to go out and buy a robot because, as I said earlier, this is a want, not a necessity. Automating your savings efforts is what I mean when I say automation. You can make sure that a portion of your paycheck is set aside each month and that you are moving in the direction you need to be to achieve your early retirement goal by setting up automatic savings deductions through your employer. You might be saying, but I'm a careful saver at this point. Should I automate my savings process? I'm a strict teacher, but that doesn't stop the cheesecake in my fridge from occasionally calling out for me to eat it. The key is to eliminate any risk to your financial development because as you work towards saving for retirement, you'll experience moments of vulnerability. Additionally, you can position yourself for success by having a system that ensures saving rather than relying solely on willpower. The next step is to develop your retirement plan once you have put these 2 crucial financial practices in place. how many people hope to take early retirement. But when you inquire about the amount of money they will require in retirement, they react startlingly. You won't experience this though because you'll have a plan in place. You will need three things for your retirement plan. You'll need a target retirement sum, an investment sum, and a spending plan. The total amount you'll need to have invested will be your target retirement income. This is the bank account from which you will draw during your retirement. You must compute this number accurately. The general rule is that this amount should be 25 times your annual living expenses. However, I advise you to use a more conservative 30 times your annual living expenses figure because I don't want you to have to work to cash a Walmart at 95 years old. To enter the retirement stage of your life, you will therefore require $900,000 in investments if your current monthly income is $30,000. Now, the idea of saving $900,000 may seem impossible to some people. To start with, if I can get a date, then anything is possible. However, you always have the option of learning to live off less if this number makes you feel uneasy. Simply put, the less money you need to save, the less you can live off of it. In the case of saving up $900,000, investing $750 a month, assuming a 7% rate of return, would allow you to reach your financial goal in just 30 years. This means that if right now you're 25, freedom at 55 is just a few decades away. Once you have this target retirement amount calculated, the next step is to determine how much you have to set aside every month to meet this financial goal. This is where your budget comes into play. There are going to be times in life when you need to make sacrifices to achieve your goals. For instance, if you find yourself lacking the funds required to meet your investment obligations, then this is one of those times. In this case, you have no other choice but to make more money. You might be saying right about now, but you said I could retire early on a low income. And trust me, I won't be asking you to suddenly start making $500,000 a year overnight. However, it would be very helpful if you could do that. Decide how much you can afford to contribute each month instead, and fill in the gaps with additional work. Therefore, if your goal contribution is $750 per month, but you can only start with $400, working an extra shift per week can help you reach that amount relatively quickly. As a long-term employee, you cannot afford to miss any investment contributions if you want a chance at retiring early. Once you have access to your required contribution amount, we will defer to the robots to help you meet your retirement goals. Why do you do this? You accomplish this by setting up an automated system that withdraws funds automatically from your bank account each month and invests them towards your retirement savings target. By doing this, you can ensure that your money goes where it should regardless of whether you switch to work, go on vacation, or get sucked into a fantastic new Netflix series. You now possess all the knowledge required to take early retirement. However, I am aware that some of you are struggling to even consider working for another 30 years as you sit there. I suppose you don't even want to go to work tomorrow. This raises the question of how you can hasten the process even more. You cannot accelerate time or make compound interest accrue faster, but you can change your perception of yourself as a low-income earner. If you currently make a low income, you probably already know how ineffective this strategy is for improving your financial situation. You probably even observe people in your vicinity who work fewer hours and earn double or triple what you do. Increased contributions are the most effective way to shorten your retirement timeline. You need more money to accomplish this, so you must significantly increase your income. The longer you wait to retire, the less time you have invested. It would take you 30 years to accumulate $1 million if you put $1,000 aside each month at a 7% annual rate. By investing $3,000, this period is shortened to 15 years. The point I'm trying to make here is that just because you're making a low income now doesn't mean you have to be cashing small paychecks forever. I know it's easier said than done to make more money. You can exponentially increase your market value and as a result, never work for a low wage again by gaining valuable skills and experience. You won't regret breaking out of your low-income rut when you're 55 and enjoying a cold beer on a beach in Mexico. And that's it for this video. Before you go, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell for more videos like this. Thanks for watching and see you next time.